Hey everyone, it's Warriors NRL Fanatics here. Welcome to a live stream tonight. I'm actually solo, so no special guest. I'm going to be doing this on my own. I'm going to review the game between the Newcastle Knights and the One New Zealand Warriors, which was played in Newcastle on Sunday night. So, yeah, before getting into it, just say hello to everyone in the chat, to those of you who are watching right now. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well if you haven't done so already. And like the stream as well, share this live stream around. And yeah, I'm going to get into the review. I'm going to go through my thoughts on the game. So Jacko's saying you sound echoey, Mr. Fanatics. Oh, what's going on there? Is my internet working or not? Just let me know there. Can you hear me now? So yeah, what I'm going to do is going to go through the game. So I'm going to give my thoughts. So we started off this game, like the usual Warriors standards here. We conceded the early try there to Dominic Young. He went over in 6 minutes, 33 minutes in with a 6-0 lead there. Obviously, the stat that coming into this game, we conceded the opening try in the first couple of minutes. This is 6 weeks in a row we did it, so very alarming, concerning. So, yeah, so then the Knights, look, majority of the start of this game particularly, they were very dominant, a lot of possession early on. Dominic Young there with the early try, 6-0. And then Greg Marzhew goes over to score in the left-hand corner. Great one by Dominic Young there. It's 10-0, 20 minutes remaining. And in 17 minutes remaining off the scrum play, Shaun Johnson. So the Warriors finally get some ball down the other end to Pompey, and he scores his first try of the game. A great pass here by Shaun Johnson, and it is 10 points to 6. And then 15 minutes remaining in the first half, the Knights go on to extend their lead through a Jackson Hastings crossfield kick. Tyson Frizzell retains the ball, and he dives over to score, and it's 16-6 with 9 minutes remaining. But before that actually happened, the Warriors did have an opportunity with a try to themselves there, with a try that was called an obstruction. Now, personally, I think that call could have gone either way. I think it was Adam Pompey that looked like he scored a try, but they called it back. They said it was a no try to an obstruction. So the Knights got a penalty, and that's when the Knights went down the other end and they scored again. So the slow starts for me so far this season in all our games is very alarming and very concerning. We can't afford to be doing that every game this year. It's going to cost us in a lot more games if we continue to do it. So, yeah, look, Jacko's saying your slow start, poor defence was attack from depth. Very worrying. Actually, it is very worrying going forward. It really is. So, look, the edge defence especially, exposed again. That side of the defence, that left side, especially our centres and our wingers got really much caught out in between those, in those areas, which is very alarming in itself. So, 16-6, I was thinking the Knights, really dominant. And, look, they did go on to score another try with 20-6 with half-time remaining there. It was a try which we could have easily avoided, in my opinion. It really was. So, half-time, Newcastle Knights, they're 22 points to 6. Now, I think with the second half especially, we needed to start well. We really did, because, look, I think 22-6 down, the boys didn't look flustered. I think they didn't look flustered, even though they were down by that much. But that second half, especially 34 minutes in, with Te Maire Martin coming off, which really looked like being an ankle injury there. And today was just confirmed in the news that he is going to set to miss 4 to 6 weeks. Which is a bit of a shame. Hopefully, Te Maire Martin has a speedy recovery there. So, big news there with Te Maire Martin. Set to miss the next couple of weeks. So, disappointing there. But hopefully, has a speedy recovery. But, yeah, look, the 30th minute in the second half. So, we got the Shaun Johnson with a great run. He beats Brandon Best, and Adam Pompey goes over for a second try there. It was 22 points to 12. I was thinking to myself, look, we might be back in this contest. We might be back in this game. But, it's still really much a tall order to climb. It really was. But at the next play, Edward Cozy scores in the right-hand corner. It's 22-16. The kick to come, Shaun Johnson converts 22-18. And we've yeah, look, I'll just read this comment here. So Jack is saying edge defence exposed with up in the D, no plays, slide across, covering behind our D line. Yeah, absolutely, Jacko. That's for sure. I mean, that is the concern. Obviously, we need to fix that. We really do need to fix that. But Kerman then scores coming off the bench, fresh coming off the bench here, 28 points to 18. Huge try in the context of the game. Massive moment, in my opinion. You know, the Warriors are just getting back in it. You know, it looked like the Warriors were starting to gain a little bit of momentum and the Knights were starting to stall. But the Knights, after that, you know, they pretty much just went on and won the game there, 34 points to 24. The Warriors got a late try to make the scoreline more respectable, but we lost by 10 points, 34 points to 24. Personally, I think the Knights deserve it. They were the better team on the day. Great win by them. The Warriors themselves, you know, a couple of mistakes, a couple of penalties, ill-disciplined penalties that we shouldn't be giving away, you know, and that's what's costing us in games, you know, when we start slowly. So it's putting a lot of pressure on our defensive line. Injuries definitely didn't help. I think they definitely played a part. But in saying that, look, you know, 22 at 18 at one stage, we really, you know, had no excuses at the end of the day. You know, we had no excuses despite the loss of Wade Egan coming off with an HIA and also Tamari Martin coming off with an injury. So, look, Paul, I mean, Bailey Sirenen come off the bench, I thought was good. I thought he was good coming off the bench, playing a bit of hooker. It's not his natural spot. Dylan Walker, I thought was pretty good as well. I think he was playing the forwards there. And, yeah, look, I think Sean Johnson, I thought was solid as well. I thought he had a pretty good game as well. So, look, overall, 34-24, I think for me is, you know, the fact that the Warriors really, a slow start came back to bite them in this game. You know, it was going to come back and bite us at eventually one stage, and it did in this game, just like it did against the Roosters. So, yeah, I mean, it is it's a bit of a shame that we didn't get the win, but in saying that, look, I think anything to take out of this game is that we just, you know, have a lot of areas to improve on, especially our defence. Our attack was great. You know, our attack has been great for the last couple of weeks, but conceding 62 points in the last two games is not great. It's not something that, you know, will help the side in their quest to be a finals team this year. So, yeah, that's just my general feeling on it. And also, I think for me, like I said, standout players, I thought Tom Ali was great coming off the bench. A little bit of concern around Bunty Afoa at the moment, actually, and no one's really talking about it. I think Bunty Afoa is, you know, he's getting less minutes, but in saying that, he's not really making much of an impact as a starting player right now, in my personal opinion. Some people might disagree, some people might agree, but I think Bunty Afoa right now is in that conversation where he probably should be on the bench, personally, in my opinion. So, JC saying, hello, Fanax. How's it going, JC? But for any viewers who are watching right now, if you've got any questions or comments, feel free to put them in the chat and I'll answer them in regards to the game. So that's just my general view on the game. So a bit of info now. So in regards to the game, we've got tries to Pompey. He scored 2. Edward Cozy, Jackson Ford, and the Knights, Dominic Young, Greg Marju, and Tyson Brazell. And Phoenix Crossan as well, scoring well, as well as Kurt Mann. And there was Newcastle Knights scored 6 tries. We scored 4, 5 from 6 conversion. Knights, Warriors 4 from 4 there. So those are the game information there. So we'll go on to the stats here. Game stats. Possession rise, Warriors 50%. Knights 50%. Completion rate 79. Newcastle Knights. Warriors 80%. Total runs there 176 for the Knights, and the Warriors with 179. And all running meters 1,448 for the Knights there, with 1,717 for the Warriors. Post contact meters 432 Knights, Warriors 421 meters. Line breaks 5 Knights, Warriors 4. Tackle breaks Newcastle Knights 37, Warriors 20. And kick return meters, Knights 81 meters for the Warriors, 238 meters there. So kicking a lot there in this game for the Warriors there. Tackles, Warriors 354, Knights 344. And the missed tackles there, Warriors 37, Knights 20, with ruck infringements 1 to the Warriors and Knights 3. Penalties conceded, this one is something we really need to fix. 7 penalties conceded by the Warriors to the Knights 5. and the most tackles. For the leading most tackles here, with Josh Curran 58, Jaden Brayley with 42, and the most running meters, CNK, Chancellor Crooksdale with 245, Lachlan Miller with 193 there. So those are the stats there. So, yeah, look, overall, I think if you're looking at those stats, CNK, obviously, for me, I think he was one of the standout players in terms of, being able to play on the ground there. I would, for me, looking into my man of the match voting here, so I've got CNK at 1 there, and Johnson at 2, and 3, I'm actually going to go with Adam Fanua-Blake there. So those are my man of the match votings for this game. So, so Jacko's saying here, Ale is really coming on well. He will be a top front rower in a year or two. I think Tom Arley's actually starting to improve in the last couple of games, actually. I think he had a bit of a slow going, but I think he's starting to get his rhythm in there. But I think the biggest question is, will Tom Arley get a start soon? Because, Bunty Afoa is not really performing at the moment, personally, in my opinion. And I think Tom Arley's probably putting his hand up after some strong performances coming off the bench. So, yeah, look, JC's saying here we were our worst enemy in the game. Penalties coming out of our end set them up. Absolutely, they did. And I've seen a lot of comments from people saying that, the refereeing was the reason, we lost this game. And I absolutely disagree. I don't think the refereeing was that bad. I don't think it was terrible. I think the penalties we conceded is majority of our own doing in this game. For me, that's why we put ourselves under pressure. So we can't blame the referees. I don't think the referees were the reason why we lost this game. I think personally, the refereeing was fine. I didn't have a problem with it. Usually, as a Warriors fan, I usually do moan about the officials and the calls, but I don't think the officiating was that bad. I don't think it was bad. I don't think it's the reason why we lost. So that's just my general thoughts on it in this game. I don't think that was the reason why we lost. So, look, we have got to stop slowing. We've got to stop with these slow starts. So we've got to start starting well in games and stop allowing ourselves a lot of work to do to get back in games. And that's something that needs to be fixed right away. So Jacko's saying that CNK is a top class. He's vital for us. Absolutely. I think CNK, for me, he's one of our best players on the field each week. I mean, he's up there with Sean Johnson. Sean Johnson, again, has continued to show his form as well in this game especially. I thought it was good too. So, yeah, look, JC's saying the rest were fine in my opinion. And yes, Jacko CNK is vital. Yeah, absolutely he is. He's a vital player to this side moving forward. So, just what he brings to the side, especially, 245 running meters in total is outstanding for CNK as a fullback. So, yeah, so looking into the New South Wales Cup recap. So we'll just recap the New South Wales Cup here as I'm going to do. So New South Wales Cup Warriors won 54-14 over the Newcastle Knights. Dallin Watene-Zelezniak, he scored 4 tries. So this game had no coverage. I only saw the highlights. So what I saw of the highlights on New South Wales Rugby League, I believe Dallin Watene-Zelezniak had a very good game, was what I saw. Ronald Volkman was great as well in the halves there. Our forwards particularly were very good as well. So a shout out to them. New South Wales Cup team had a very good win over the Newcastle Knights 54-14. An absolute flogging of the Knights there in the New South Wales Cup. So, I mean, from what I saw, Dallin Watene-Zelezniak will definitely be in the first grade side this week. And I think he'll be starting on the wing there. Probably for... I think it'll be for Ed Cozy. I don't think Edward Cozy's been bad or terrible, but I think you've got to start Dallin Watene-Zelezniak because he's one of our established players and he's a experienced player in itself. So I think he'll be starting this week. So a good performance there by the New South Wales Cup team there. Congratulations to Slade Griffin and a very good win there for them. So yeah, Jacko's saying here that Dallin Watene 4 tries. He'll be back in the first grade side next week. Yeah, we'll be this. That's for sure. And JC saying, yeah, Rick, think that Webby mentioned the same thing. We were too keen and it hurt us. Yeah, absolutely. So Watching the press conference yesterday, last night after the game, what Andrew Webster said was absolutely spot on. There were some areas there where, we need to fix, and he was asked about the slow starts especially, and look, just said what he usually says in regards to the slow starts. He didn't even mention it to the team this week. He's been mentioning it for the last couple of weeks. So, it's something, I can't really answer what it is, why we start slow, but it's something we obviously need to look at moving forward there. So, yeah, it's a bit of a issue there. So, anyway, so we'll look into the player ratings now. So I'm going to do the player ratings. So bear with me, guys. Give me a sec. So I've got the player ratings for the side now. So fullback, we had Chance Nicoll-Klokstad there. CNK, look, for me, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Chance Nicoll-Klokstad was outstanding. Great performance, 245 metres, like I said there. One of our standout players on the field. So, yeah, CNK was great. So I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. The winger, Edward Cozy. Edward Cozy, I thought, he had some moments, especially in defence in this game. Was all right, had some good moments as well when running the ball as well in terms of metres. But for me, Edward Cozy, I'm going to give him a 6.5 out of 10. Jacko's giving CNK a 7. So if you got any player ratings, make sure you give them in the live chat there, and I'll read them out. So, yeah, Edward Cozy, I'm giving him a 6.5 out of 10. Viliami Vailea there. So I'm going to give him a 6. I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10 for Viliami Vailea there. So, yeah, look, I don't think he had his greatest of games. Ran all right in some moments, but, yeah, I mean, look, I think pretty quiet sort of ish game, I think, in terms of performance-wise. So, yeah, I'll just give him a 6 there. Adam Pompey, I'm going to actually give Adam Pompey here a 4 out of 10. Adam Pompey, scored 2 tries. That's great, but he also had some moments, especially in defence, where I thought he could have done a bit better. I know there's a lot of people with divided opinions on Adam Pompey. Yeah, look, I think besides those 2 tries and some good runs, I'm just going to give him just a 4 for me. But, yeah, look, JC saying, has there been any updates on Martin and his leg? Martin's set to miss 4 to 6 weeks, JC. But, yeah, so to Marcelo Montoya. Marcelo Montoya has been one of a very solid player in our side over the past couple of weeks. But this week, I'm just going to give him a solid 6 out of 10 there. For me, his performances probably in this game, had a moment where he tried to milk a penalty. And, it really wasn't the play. You're thinking, just get up and play the ball properly. But Marcelo Montoya tried to milk a penalty, and it came back to bite us because obviously it led to an error, and the Knights got the ball. So Marcelo Montoya, look, he had some strong runs as well in the backs there, but I'm just going to give him a 6 out of 10. Tamari Martin there in the halves. Tamari Martin unfortunately had to come off in that second half due to an injury there. So, look, man, I'm just going to give him a 5, really. It's not much to say about Tamari Martin, unfortunately, because, he had to come off with an injury. So, 5 out of 10 for me for Tamari Martin. Halfback, Shaun Johnson. I'm going to give Shaun Johnson here 7 out of 10. I think Shaun Johnson had some strong moments, especially when he ran the ball as well. It looked very threatening. Assisted a few tries as well. Kicked all right too. So I think Shaun Johnson was good for us on the field there, despite a losing effort. 7 out of 10 for me. Prop Adam Fonua-Blake. Adam Fonua-Blake, I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. And the hooker, Wade Egan. Wade Egan, unfortunately, another player who had to come off with an HIA. So really, you can't really say too much on Egan because he didn't play a full game. So I'm going to give him a 6. So Jacko, I'm just reading the comment here. So Jacko saying Villiers showed real pace to run down the Knights fullback. I didn't know he was that quick. Yeah, he did actually. He actually showed some good pace in that play. So, full credit to Villiers for that one. But besides that, I think that was probably his only good moment in the game, in my opinion, I think. So, yeah, he did pretty well in that moment, especially. And JC saying, Shaun Johnson was solid. I thought, Yeah, it was solid. He was solid. He had a good game, so that's why I gave him a 7. Adam Fonua-Blake. Yeah, look, I thought Adam Fonua-Blake was, I think it was, all right. Did his job really well, so I'm just going to give him a 6 out of 10. Wade Egan, I'm going to give him a 6. Now, Bunty Afoa. Yeah, look, I mean, Bunty Afoa, let's be honest, I think his impact wasn't quite there on the field. Not many running meters as well, I believe. So, yeah, I'm just going to give Bunty here a 4 out of 10. I love Bunty Afoa. I really do. I think he's a good young player, but I don't know if he's a starting player right now. I don't think he should be starting right now. I think he should be on the bench, personally. That's just my opinion. But if anyone disagrees, yeah, let me know. But I think right now Bunty Afoa's impact's just not there. So I'll just give him a 4. Jackson Ford in the second row, I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10 there. Bailey Sirenen, I'm going to give him a 6.5 out of 10. Actually came on and played a bit of hooker for Wade Egan, so 6.5 out of 10 from me. Jazz Tavanga, I'm just going to give him a 6. Oh, actually, you know what? I'm going to change. I'm going to give him a 7. I thought Jazz Tavanga was pretty good. So Dylan Walker was good. Actually, I'll give him a 7. Josh Curran, I will give him I think I'll give him a 7 too. 7 out of 10 for me for Josh Curran. Tom Marley, I'll give him a 7 as well. And Tane Tuapiki, I'm going to give him a 5 here. So that's my ratings for all those players. So Jacko's saying here, need a win next week so we can have we have Storm, Chooks, and the Panthers. Absolutely, we do. I mean, that's the next couple of weeks are going to be very tough with the games coming up. So, yeah, I mean, tough couple of games coming up. But, yeah, so those are my player ratings now. So if you got any questions or comments, I'll throw it down to you guys, the viewers, to send me in your questions. If you have any to do regards to the game or some comments that you'd like me to give my thoughts on, share your questions and comments in the chat there, and I will answer them. So, any questions regards to the Warriors game or this week's game against the Cowboys, let me know your comments and questions down below if you got any. So, I'll just give it to you guys. Also, I'll let you guys know what's coming up. So Tuesday night, I have got a preview with Wobble and Jaw Sports, who is Sam Revel, who's a North Queensland Cowboys fan. He's coming on tomorrow night. We're going to preview the Cowboys game at 9:30 New Zealand time, 7:30 Australia time. So make sure you join me for that one. And also got some other videos in between then. So, look, that's what's coming up. And next Monday, I also have a guest on as well. So hopefully a guest on to help me review the game. So Jacko's saying here, should be at Anzac Day should be at Mount Smart, especially after COVID temporary always been in Melbourne. Yeah, I mean it should be, but it isn't. It's just what it is. So it's a shame, but Melbourne, we always don't have a great record against Melbourne. So it'll be interesting to see how we go in that game in the next couple of weeks, and hopefully we can get some players back before that as well. So hopefully Harris and Mitchell Barnett and Wade Egan, hopefully we have a full team for that game. So JC's asking here, do you think after the efforts of the Waz being away from home, we should have got that Anzac Day game as a thank you? Absolutely, we should have, for sure. I mean, the Warriors, have done a lot for the competition, and we haven't been given a lot of home games. So, for sure, I think we should have really had an Anzac Day game in New Zealand. Mikey Mitchell's asked, "What's your full strength team pick?" The full strength team is pretty much CNK at fullback. Darwin Lesniak on the wing. Centers probably be Pompey and Montoya, and halves would be Tamari Martin Johnson. Fonua-Blake, the prop. Hooker would be Wade Egan. So just to name a few, those probably would be those would be the players that would definitely be in the side. Mitch Barnett would be in the second row. Or lock. I think Josh Curran would be better at lock and Mitchell Barnett in the second row, and Marata Niokora in the starting side. Remember that The Warriors have got a lot of players out at the moment, especially with Murata Niokore, Mitchell Barnett. I believe Mitchell Barnett's still a couple of weeks away from what I've heard in the press conference there. So, Jacko's saying the club needs to be stronger and refuse going to Melbourne every exit game. Yeah, I mean, look, to be fair, I mean, it's probably never going to happen. You know, you're never going to see the club reject that sort of stuff. But JC saying great minds think alike. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, so you guys got any more questions or comments? So basically, I've just gone through my review and given my player ratings and thoughts about the game. So if you've got any questions or comments, feel free to, because I'm going to be on here for a few more minutes, as it's not a long stream as per usual, because I just don't have a guest with me to do it tonight. So this is just on my own. So it's a very short sort of stream tonight. So if you got any questions or comments, feel free to. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well, everyone. Make sure you subscribe if you're a new viewer and you haven't done so already. On the road to 3K subscribers. So at the moment, 2,270 subscribers. So subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Like the stream as well. Share the stream around. Do all the following. It really does help. But yeah, Jacko's saying, I think we miss Niokore more than many realise. He's a great defender on the edge, for sure. I think Murata Niokore, you know, I think he's been a very good defender on that edge. You're right, absolutely, for sure. But in saying that, you know, look, we missed a lot of players, but it's not an excuse to say that's the reason why we lost. You know, we've got players in that position to cover. So, injuries don't help, but I don't want to use injuries as an excuse as to why we conceded that many points in the last couple of weeks. You know, 62 points in 2 games is defence that needs to be sorted out. So, CT Dingo, how's it going? Rather solid start for the Wars. It is, you know, four wins from 4 wins from 6 games is a pretty solid start. Obviously, that loss against the Knights is disappointing, but at the end of the day, it's a start. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good start to the season so far, despite that result. But Jacko's saying, no excuses of a slow starts and Paul D are the reason. Absolutely, they are. That's the reason why we've had to come from behind. You know, you don't want to be doing that too often. So, yeah, just to say that one. I don't want to repeat myself, but yeah, I mean, defense needs to be worked on, and we can't start slow in every game. You know, that's the issue. So, yeah, it looks like I've got no more questions and comments here. I think I'm going to end the stream now. So it's a bit of a short one tonight. Usually I have a long stream because I have a guest on. So hopefully get someone on next week. JC saying here, hang on, I'll just ask this question. So JC saying you should do a game day vlog next game at Mount Smile. I live in Perth. JC, the thing is, I don't live in Auckland. I don't live in Auckland, New Zealand. I live in Australia. I live on the Gold Coast. So that's probably not possible. If I did live in Australia, if I did live in New Zealand, I probably would have a few vlogs on the channel. There'd be more vlogs, but I think the only vlogs you'll see is when I go to Brisbane for Magic Round, which I can confirm I will be going to Magic Round this year in Brisbane. So looking forward to that. Looking forward to catching up with a lot of the Warriors content creators, YouTubers as well, mates. So, yeah, I am going to Magic Round this year, so I'm looking forward to that. And I'll be going to the Warriors Titans on the Gold Coast as well. So you'll probably see a vlog for those 2 games. Jacko saying, yeah, Fanax lives in Australia. Yeah, I do, yep. Yeah, Magic Round vlog, yeah, definitely. If you haven't seen already, I did a Magic Round vlog last year on the channel. So, yeah, go and check that one out, JC, for a bit of a sneak peek on probably what I'm going to do again this year. So, Magic Round vlog, but we should probably be a bit bigger and better this year. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to Magic Round this year. So, yeah, I think that's going to wrap it up. Actually, I've gone for, 30 minutes now and precise. So, preview tomorrow night with Wobble and Jaws Sports on the channel. Make sure you tune into that one. Sam Rebel's coming on. He is a North Queensland Cowboys fan. We're going to preview this week's game against the Cowboys at Mount Smart Stadium on Saturday. So, Warriors supporters, no doubt about it, will get down there to Mount Smart Stadium, show your support for this team, and let's see if we can get back in the winner's circle. Hopefully, fingers crossed. I mean, it would be interesting to see what the team we name this week. I'm looking forward to seeing what team we come up with on Tuesday afternoon. But Jacko's saying, Mount Smart out this year was Warriors going well, something to be experienced, truly awesome. Yeah, for sure. I mean, get a good crowd in there, make it very loud, and make it a hostile territory venue for the opposition team to come and play us. So Warriors fans, no doubt about it, will pack the stadium and make it a good atmosphere on Sunday. So JC says, I've been to a few games here, but years ago, yeah, I've been to many Mount Smart games. I was a regular attendee of Mount Smart games for many years. Always loved going to Mount Smart. One of my favourite stadiums to go and watch the Warriors play in Auckland, especially. Better than Eden Park, no doubt about it. Warriors play better there as well. So, I mean, it's one of the great venues, Mount Smart Stadium, and I love it. I think, although it looks a bit run down and needs a bit of work, but still, Mount Smart Stadium is great. It's great for atmosphere and crowd attendance as well. And Warriors games are no doubt better when they've been played there. So, yeah, love attending Warriors games at Mount Smart Stadium in Auckland. It's always a joy. So, I think that's it. I think it's going to wrap it up for the show tonight. Apologies, it is a bit of a short one because I don't have a guest on tonight, so I'm on my own. So it's a bit of a 30-minute live stream tonight. So I just want to thank everyone for tuning in for this review and player rating stream. And fingers crossed, hopefully I can get a guest on next week. Hopefully I can get someone on for Monday night next week for the review of the Cowboys game. But thanks everyone for tuning in, and make sure you do subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Make sure you click that subscribe button down below if you're a new viewer. Make sure you like the stream as well. Tune in tomorrow as well. Like I said there, I will be live with the Wobblin' Jaw Sports channel. That's right, Sam Revel, North Queensland Cowboys fan, will be joining me to preview the game. Yeah, and I'll see you guys all tomorrow night. Don't forget, 9:30 p.m. New Zealand time, 7:30 p.m. Australia time. We'll see you there for the preview. Cheers, everyone. Thanks for watching, and have a good night.